So this just came in hot off the press, right? Not really, but I want to talk about the Commanders and why the deal may be on a halt with Josh Harris, who is the owner of the New Jersey Devils and the 76ers. Apparently, we talked about this whole time. There were several bidders, and there was one kind of anonymous bidder. I believe that one anonymous bidder was Brian Davis. So Brian Davis is a DC native. Brian Davis played, basketball at Duke. He played with Christian Laettner. Him and Christian Laettner are actually good friends. But apparently, Brian Davis has made a $7 billion cash offer to buy the team and to become the NFL's first black owner. And people are saying, sources close to the Snyder say that the deal is definitely still in play. Now, it may not be finalized, and of course, there's a lot of things that have to happen. So, Bank of America, the group handling the sale of Dan Snyder, said the communication with at least one bidder as of 8:30 p.m. Thursday, asking if they were able to proceed with their offer according to a source close to the deal. Basically, Bank of America was requesting Brian Davis, "Do you want to proceed with their offer?" I mentioned this before. I think the Washington franchise is a lot more than what they're selling it for. It was just mismanaged. It's like having a piece of property close to DC, but it's dirty and nobody wants to buy it. But if you just take care of it, it can be a lot more profitable. That's the Washington Commanders. So the bill is being discussed, made by Brian Davis, a $7 billion cash offer. The bill details were first reported on March 4th by Sports Junkies, obtained by, they got the financial details of it. Davis is offering to pay the first $1 billion to Dan Snyder within 24 hours and $6 billion within 7 days. Dan is also willing to identify Dan Snyder as a condition to his offer. According to the March 21st letter, meaning Davis is willing to take on any legal liability related to Dan Snyder and ongoing investigations to the team. Basically saying, hey, look, we're going to pay for the team. Not only that, we're going to take on any type of backlash that you get if there's any terrible situation, anything comes up from it, they have to pay anything. It's not on Snyder. It's on them. I told this Washington Commanders franchise can be the most profitable franchise in history. It's just not managed well. Being in just being in the area of Washington D.C., the heartbeat of the United States. There's a market out there. When you talk about a stable economy, when you talk about having financial support, it is literally a marketing. It can be a marketing investment if you buy this team. It was just managed not well. So Dan Snyder had reached an agreement with the investment group led by Josh Harris to sell a team for $6.05 billion. The deal will be the highest paid. If they come in and swoop in this deal, and change this deal, it'll be groundbreaking. Not only that, I want to mention Brian Davis. Like you say, he's a former Duke basketball player. And we've seen this before. We also saw who was it that just got sold? I think it was the Clippers. We saw this before. I forgot. I just talked about it. Not Clippers. Who was it? Just got the Suns. Yeah. So the Phoenix Suns just got bought by Robert Starver, who I mentioned this before, and we're seeing these basketball players going into these investment companies, these real estate companies. So, was it? No, it was not Robert Starver. Who was it? Who is the owner? There's a new owner. Yeah, so here it is. Matt Ishiba. So Matt Ishiba, the new owner of the Phoenix Suns, was a former basketball player, played at Michigan State. I remember watching him and Paul Davis in the national championship, or during their championship run. But he played basketball. He got a hold. Of course, he's a billionaire. He got a hold, and now he's the mortgage lender, CEO of a United Wholesale Mortgage Company, which of course is real estate. Same thing with Brian Davis. Brian Davis, he played for the Timberwolves as well too. He's the owner of Urban Echo Energy LLC, a lead certified developer and renewable energy asset company. He's a DC native, went to Bladensburg High School. So he raised the capital he needed to make the offer by selling his own intellectual property. During his capital raise period, private investors realized he had $5 billion valuation for his assets and intellectual property, according to a source. Private investors gave Urban Echo Energy, the company he's CEO of, the capital upfront in lump sum, signing Davis as the first lead green developer in the United States. So this is something normal for Brian Davis. So now check this out. Any sale of the Commanders is pending execution of a contract that requires approval from 24 of 32 owners to pass. But if it were finalized, Davis will become the first black owner in the NFL. Now, why do the owners want this to happen? Because if the franchise sells for more, then it makes everyone else's franchise go up. It's like real estate, right? If your house sells for XYZ, sells for 100,000, or make more realistic. If your house sells for 200,000, then the next person can sell for a little bit higher if it's in the pertaining area. So I like the fact that the franchise is going for going for a little bit more. I personally think that $6 billion is a low bid for it from the potential of what this could be. But if this is true and what Brian Davis is going in with, I think that Daniel Snyder walks away with more money than he'll ever get, not have to worry about legal issues, because Brian Davis says he'll take over it. But the investment with the Washington Commanders is literally incomparable to any other franchise that's on sale right now.